Hello everyone and welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. It's so good to have you all here today. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself or make any request for your healing intentions, and I'm be more than happy to include those in the crystal grid we will start by building. We will spend the first 45 minutes to an hour building a crystal grid exactly to the request of everyone here. If you're watching this on the replay and you want to skip ahead to the music and Reiki, go about to the 1 hour point or where you see the lights begin to shift. If you are returning, it's so good to see you again. There's more information about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, crystal shop, one-on-one sessions, and readings are all available on my website, learnreikiphiladelphia.com, or again, linked in the description. I'm here 5 times a week, same days, same times. You can always go ahead and click that subscribe button with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity, or check out the list in the description. So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone who's here. Start building this beautiful grid. And I think I just saw Vinoth pop in. Vinoth, it's wonderful to see you. Vinoth is another Reiki Master grad of mine. There's a lot of you in the chat right now, so everybody say hi. It's so good to see everyone. Let me open up my other chat window. Vincent, welcome in. Yolanda, Mary, welcome. Korakar, Chris, Jennifer, Vincent, Blue Sky. It's so wonderful to see you all. And yeah, it's been quite a little bit of a weird day in Philly. It's like getting colder and it's supposed to snow or something tomorrow. I don't even know. I don't think the weather people know what's going on. I don't think anybody knows what's going on. So let's go ahead and build our crystal grid, and we will make sure that we make it the best possible thing that we can make of this. So let's go ahead. And I will get to everyone's request today. You can request anything specific or general. You can also request specific stones if you want, but you don't have to. We'll see what I have and what we can make of it. So let's see what we got. Oh, and we have the cats visiting. Hey, Gertie, come on up, girl. You gonna bless everybody? You gonna do that thing? Come on up. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome. So while we have Gertie here on my lap, let's go ahead and dive on in from the top. Let's see. Let go of situations that no longer serve. Move forward with joy and confidence. Stay protected from judgments and negativity of others. And definitely leaving behind what no longer serves seems like a theme tonight. So before we dive in, let's take a peek at, look, Gertie. Okay. Our mascots. If it snows tomorrow, you're going to need some goodies. We're not supposed to get much in Philly, if anything. It's more going to be like, they're thinking like Monday night into Tuesday. And again, like if you live in the Poconos, you're going to have snow. If you live in Philly, we might just see a flake go by. We haven't had any real snow in Philly this year. So let's go ahead, leaving the past behind. Hi. One of my favorites for that. One of my favorites for leaving the past behind can be Malachite. And Malachite, here we can see this beautiful green. It really helps us to, like in our heart, that's where it's always hardest to leave behind what no longer serves, is when we have kind of like a heart-based connection to it. So, oh yes. And so this helps to ease our heart while we let go of the things that we have a personal attachment to that just really aren't in our highest good anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and put that around. Some beautiful malachite. And I did see a request for rose quartz, and I always love rose quartz for letting go of what no longer serves. Sometimes it's hard to let go of those things, again, because it's like our heart wants to, wants to hold on to things, but also sometimes we don't want to let go of things because we're afraid something worse is going to find us. And that's where I really love rose quartz, that it is really consistent in its loving qualities, so that we're sort of just primed to know that the universe has more good things in store, which makes it easier to let go of things that aren't quite right. So definitely bring that in. Let's see. Indigo Gabbro, red tiger eye for sure. Pink Kunzite, you got it. So Indigo Gabbro, which also goes by Mystic Merlinite, this is a stone that really helps us to see the ways in which we get in our own way. It's sort of like the tendencies that we have, that we sort of default to, that really kind of undermine our progress altogether. This helps reveal it and also provides a little bit of the necessary support to start to face it and start to change it. So Indigo Gabbro. Put those right out here. Kunzite is like an even more high vibrational version of rose quartz by quite a bit. It's very angelic in its unconditional love. It helps to support us in ways that if you've never felt unconditional love and you're trying to call it in, and it's sort of like you're calling in something and you don't know what it'd look like when it shows up, Kunzite is a good stone for calling in loving relationships, loving partnerships, but also just love in general, good connections. It helps us to let go of the things that no longer serve too. So we'll bring that in. And red tiger eye is great for protection. Are you demanding my arm? Yes, you are. Red tiger eye is great for protection, but it is also fantastic for calling on money in a pinch, like in a hurry. And I did see that request later on down. So this is good for both. But as far as like protection against bad energy, this is whether it's in the mundane, bullying, triangulating, like the way people show up and how they behave and act, and with spiritual significance. If someone's doing any kind of like psychic attack or malevolent spiritual work, this is a good stone to have by your side. It looks just like the golden tiger eye, except that it is red. It was formed in the ground closer to iron deposits, giving it this reddish color. Very, very protective stone. One of my like favorite protection stones, to be honest. And I believe you can hear my cat purring. Yeah, you sending some healing love out to everybody. I know you are. Hey, Fiad Luna, good to see you. Hey, Allie, welcome in. Hey, good to see you, Martha. Yeah, hope that definitely a lot of the folks that are struggling with like Etsy relationships because of the bank shutdown, the Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah. I hope that that's the case, and I hope that things go quickly for everybody. Okay. So let's continue on. We can also bring in for, kind of what Blue Sky was asking, staying protected against the judgments and negativity of others, moving forward with joy and confidence. There's Dalmatian jasper has black tourmaline running through it, and do a great job at clearing our energy field, but it can also do a great job on the folks that you work with and around. And especially times of transition can always just feel a little weird. And so this can help with cooperation. It also helps with stomach trouble like IBS, Crohn's. And also if you start to get to a point where like, man, I'm so over this, but I still have to be here, almost like the senioritis, like I'm not even supposed to be here today kind of feeling of it all. Dalmatian jasper helps to curb cynicism. So we'll bring this in. I think I just, hang on one moment. She is just laid out over my lap, just like wanting to wave at you all. Too funny. Okay. Yeah, I think that could help. Red Tiger Eye, Indigo Gabbro. What else do I want to bring? I think I want to bring in chrysoprase. Well, not chrysoprase, chrysocolla. A lot of the requests around leaving behind what no longer serves, sometimes it's starting small. It's the simplest thing of making those decisions that are in alignment with your best interests and your ultimate goals. And this is a stone that can really help with that. Chrysocolla is also very closely related to malachite. They're both mined very close to copper. This also helps with finding new ways of creative expression, and it encourages you as you walk along the path of your spiritual purpose. So we'll bring that in too. And I'm going to bring that in behind the malachite. So I hope that helps. And we'll keep going. Sleep regulation for Jen. Fast cash, definitely. Got that. Love reconnection and new beginnings, absolutely. Sleep regulation, let's bring in some Labradorite. Labradorite also helps with clairvoyance, and that's being able to visualize intuitive messages. It also helps with, in addition to sleeping better, helps to calm disputes. It's excellent for very detailed work, finding the needle in the haystack. If you're doing anything that's like very detail oriented, this is a really great stone. Also, any kind of study, any kind of things like that, research and study, this has a strong link to, as does golden tiger eye. But we're going to go ahead and bring that in for help with sleep. And also rose quartz, which we have, Labradorite, gotcha, Lemurian, Dumortierite, and moonstone. Gotcha. So Dumortierite helps with releasing pent-up anger, and it's one that I often use it for that. It also helps with patience, and on a physical level, tendons and ligaments as well. This is one that can help anything that seems really hopeless, but also help you to stand up for yourself and speak your truth. It's got that blue. It definitely helps with the throat chakra, but it really helps with your heart chakra as well. It helps the connection between the two. There's a lot of connection with this with calming upset animals as well, but it's just definitely one that I see for standing up for yourself rather than swallowing your words and then blowing up in anger. Also with kind of looking at your anger, seeing what's really motivating those feelings, and then being able to stand up to whatever it is. So we'll bring in that Dumortierite. This is actually from Jen's crystal shop. She sent this our way. And you can check out Jen's crystal shop by going to Etsy and looking up Belladonna's Botanicals. And she's got lots of cool stuff there. Moonstone also helps with connection to the cycles and rhythms of nature. It connects with the divine feminine, ancient wisdom, gaining knowledge, intuition, protection during travel, and accepting divine timing, like trusting that the divine timing will be worth waiting for. I often think of this stone as having a lot to do with the High Priestess in the tarot deck. So moonstone for sure. Moonstone is another form of Labradorite. And Lemurian quartz. I think a few of you would love this on your healing journey, especially a few of the new folks. This is Blue Mist Lemurian quartz. Thank you to Coracar and Vincent for donating this. This has been a great stone for healing childhood stuff. So like things from the past, whether it's this life or previous lives or both. A lot of times they're all connected anyway. So of course, but anytime that we're looking at healing the past or going backwards to do any work on it, this helps not only with doing that work, but also with learning about ourselves while we do it. It can be not only a great encouragement, but it helps you to learn through doing. So you're not even just doing the healing work, you're learning how to facilitate that often as well. So this is Blue Mist Lemurian quartz. So I'll put this in. The High Priestess is your card of today. I totally understand that. How do I change my quartz with the energy of... Oh, how can you charge your quartz with the energy of red tiger eye Dalmatian jasper? Ah, that's a really good idea for a video. So you can make a gem essence if you'd like. To make a gem essence with a gem, I never put the gems in direct contact with the water because there's so many different things within the stones. Man-made afterwards, and also just they're organic. They have things in them that aren't always in our greatest good. So I would say like definitely bring in that like prayerfulness or energy work, either one or both, however you define those to be. But you can also place the crystals in like one glass jar, like a smaller glass jar, and put that jar in or next to a large bowl of water. Just making sure that the water and the crystals don't come in physical contact. And in that way you can create like sacred water. You can use all the stones together, or you can Reiki them all together. That's another option. So let me know if that helps or if you have another question. Cool. Gotcha. Oh, wait, what happened with Etsy? Etsy's finances are tied up in the bank that collapsed in California, the Silicon Valley Bank. So they're having issues cutting checks to Etsy makers. Yeah. Not great. Not great. Hey, Nurse Blair, good to see you too. Clarifying decisions, clearing confusion, and empowerment in your identity actions. Ooh, I love all these. Okay, we will definitely get to all of them. So we got to Jennifer's. Coracar, we're going to bring in some Herkimer for Greg and Susan. That it bring them the right people to help them in their soul's purpose and help them with the book, help them with everything that's going on. So Herkimer helps with manifesting. It's a stone that allows us to be in the present moment, which is always such a big deal when we're asking for the things we need for the next steps. But it also helps with making what we're asking for from the universe, kind of adding this may it be in the best, highest good of everyone that this impacts kind of impact. It's also great for metabolism, intuition. It's just a superb stone. So lots of love to Greg and Susan. And practical magic. Yep. For practical magic, I love green kyanite. It helps to blend spiritual and mundane parts of life. It also can be really helpful with wisdom and intuition in general, as well as plants and nature spirits. And it's one that's often helpful for the chest, the throat, the bronchial system. So yeah, we'll bring this in too. So that's good for some practical magic. So let's go ahead and bring these in. So that's green kyanite. And a return to a sense of wholeness and getting kind of your zest for life back. Let's do some emerald. This also helps heal skin and tissue as well. I often give this as an elixir, like if anyone's going to ask for stones for things like a burn or road rash or something along those lines, emerald is really big help. It's also helpful with bringing about success. It's another stone that's good for the upper respiratory tract and the chest, as well as restoring confidence about your appearance. So this is raw emerald. Love working with raw emerald. It's so pretty and it feels so nice. It's a great heart stone. And Larimer. Oh, a ton of companies were impacted by that. There's all of the big tech companies get their funding from that bank because that bank understands kind of the niche and nuance of those things. So like Pinterest, Roku, Roblox, the list goes on and on and on and on. It's a big deal. How can it stand in for the ones that if you don't have it, you only have the quartz? You can definitely just sort of do Reiki on it and call on the spiritual essence of a particular stone. And just ask that the healing properties be associated with that stone. Or when you place it, you can just simply hold it with the intention of, crystal, please embody all of the healing impacts of whatever crystal you're looking to bring in. So for those of you following at home and you're a little lost, clear quartz can stand in for any crystal you don't have. So say there's a crystal you want to work with, and let's say cinnabar. Cinnabar can be really toxic. So here's a piece of clear quartz. This is another piece of clear quartz, but they're all clear quartz. You can hold the clear quartz and just sort of set the intention that it represent and embody all of the healing energy of, in this case, cinnabar. And just hold on to it until you feel like it's kind of set and it can stand in for you. So I hope that helps. But let me know. Let me know if you have another question. And Larimer too. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to get a bunch for Chris. Peridot, iolate, rutilated. rutilated quartz is a great one for energy. So for anybody looking to like not feel quite so lethargic, this is, let's see, maybe it's a little easier. You can see what looks like almost like little glitter in there. They are long lines and they are called rutils. Rutilated quartz helps not only with bringing in a lot of physical energy, but it helps to focus energy, including focusing the mind and aiding the mind-body connection. It also helps to focus healing energy wherever you feel like it most be needed. For that reason, for decades, it's been a common gift for someone if they have cancer. It's seen as a one to help them gain their energy back and one to help focus the cancer treatments to exactly what needs to be hit with it the most. So with this, we're going to put in lots of support for Korkar's stepfather. And Iolite is excellent for intuition. It's also another stone that can be really good for sleep disturbances, so support for Jen. It helps with envisioning things during psychopomp, shamanic journey, visionary meditation, that you can, again, clairvoyance, that you can see what you're intuiting, as well as money management and even weight loss if that's your intention. So this is Iolite. We have peridot, which helps us to break up not so great for us cycles. So much like the things that Indigo Gabbro would bring to our attention, this is something that helps us to break up the bad habits and cycles and to make new plans based on something better. It also helps to build up the friendships and the relationships with people who really want to see the best version, us be the best version of ourselves. It can also help with things like friendship and brain fog. It's also linked with things like weight loss, if that's your intention, and with depression, which also we have Aqua Aura, which is going to be coming in next by request. And I am by no means a med shamer. I use the meds I need to take care of me, and I encourage you to do all the things that work for you. And Reiki and crystals and medication and all the things really help me. One of the things that's helped not only peridot has been Aqua Aura. This one has been a celebrated favorite of a lot of us, even though it is very much a man-altered stone. It did not come out of the ground like this. This was a piece of clear quartz that was processed using gold, giving it this bluish color. And it is thought to be helpful for things like depression. A lot of us have felt that that's the case. It's called Aqua Aura, so definitely feel free to check it out. There's not a ton written on it because, one, it is fairly new, and two, a lot of folks don't want to work with altered stones, and like, I get it, but I do find it helpful. I did see a request for Larimer. This helps with embracing our spiritual purpose in our own unique way. Something that you could think of as like being a pioneer, like a spiritual pioneer. And anytime that we're following our spiritual soul's journey, it's always going to look super different than anyone else's because it's meant to. And there's times where you're like, I must be a little bit nutty. This is the stone that reminds you that, no, you're just, be bold. This is your path that you are meant to follow, that you are meant to blaze forward for other folks. So this also helps to separate the ego from the spiritual self too. So this is Larimer. It is only mined in the Dominican Republic, and it is easily one of my favorites. We also have, Herkimer, we have Aqua Aura. Carnelian, pyrite, we have moonstone, we have rose quartz, blue kyanite, sapphire. Okay, and I am going to work these in as we work through them. So there we go, Chris. Oh, you're welcome, Vanilla. Let's see. Yeah, clear quartz really is the MacGyver of crystals. You're not kidding. It's like it could take a few pieces of string and make it into, the bomb to take out the terrorists in the 80s kind of stone. I love MacGyver. That was like my favorite show back in the day. Looking for more. Okay. For Korakar, for your mother, for prosperity, health, longevity, and financial abundance. I saw something about your mother's financial abundance is tied up in Canada. I hope that's a good thing. Let me know. Definitely going to bring in some pyrite for her. I know we have been bringing that in. Pyrite is superb for calling in the cash, but also for supporting brain and memory. It is wonderful when it comes to intuition, especially for folks that are new to intuition. Pyrite helps with protection as well as opening up that intuitive channel. So especially if someone's new to using their intuition or something like card reading, or if you're trying a new practice that you're not used to, this is a great stone to have around. It's also, speaking of cancer, this is one where if someone's going through radiation treatments, this one's often recommended. It's thought to help with the side effects. So, which is an interesting thought. I think, as long as it's in a place where it's not going to hurt and it might help, bring them in. And here we go. But yeah, we'll call in some abundance for your mom. We'll also call in some abundance for anyone else who's looking for it. I know Jen is, and anyone else who's especially might be stuck with some of those companies that might be a little late for payday, which is a lot of companies. I was actually watching like a Good Morning Australia show that I really enjoy watching at 6:00 on Sunday nights because and they really broke it down how it's going to hit different things, and it was like, yeah, this is intense. So lots of citrine to help bring in financial wellness. Citrine is the modern financial gain stone, but it's not just money gain. It's also resources. The things you need to have over your head, like a home, other things that you need to live your life, like a car, all of those things. So basic needs too, which, I mean, they're all wrapped up together, aren't they? So yeah, citrine helps with manifesting financial abundance. It also helps with balancing logic and intuition, which can always be helpful. Okay, so Mary, release what no longer serves, release tension, and continue your healing journey. Tension, I got ya. Let's do some green calcite. This is great for releasing anxiety, physical manifestations of fear in our body. It's my favorite stone for anxiety in general, but yeah, anything that has to do with anxiety and stress as it resides in your physical body to help unwind the tension that we feel. This is a superb stone for that. It also is really calming and reassuring and can even help with things like a nervous heart. So yeah, this definitely relieves a lot of physical tension. And again, that is green calcite. Also has a lot of unconditional love energy as well. So there we go. So that's green calcite. And to continue on your healing journey, definitely the Lemurian quartz. Let's also bring in some Smoky quartz. This helps with protection, but also transmutation. It calms worry, removes energy blocks. It's also, even before the Middle Ages, this was getting used to like protect property and goods. You would keep Smoky quartz with it to help keep it from being stolen. Smoky quartz can be super dark, almost black, to like these lighter pieces that almost look like clear quartz if you weren't comparing them next to each other. But yeah, great stone for like transitioning energy and fundamentally changing it. It's also thought to aid in things like Reiki, as it helps to change energy. So that's Smoky Quartz. So all the best to you, Mary, and all the best luck. Okay, good, Korakar. Clarity, alignment, manifestation, interconnection, introspection. Your third eye is buzzing, loving the energy of this. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Since we're all feeling the malachite, I thought I'd just show everybody what a raw piece of malachite looks like. And I'll just keep that just out of frame, so it'll be there when we're healing. I might even just put it in frame when we actually get to the Reiki. Let's see. And Allie was requesting love and forgiveness for yourself, fatigue, skin conditions, consistent high levels of cortisol. Gotcha. Okay. So, forgiveness. Aquamarine is a good one for that. Aquamarine is great for forgiveness, whether it's yourself or others. It's also fantastic for deflecting pettiness. We often joke in here that it can be the anti-Karen stone for those that work in customer service. We have a regular that works in customer service, and we often like, oh, Key is at work, let's put some aquamarine on for Key. It's also a stone of like, may justice prevail. It helps with all body fluids, the teeth, and the gums. But yeah, it's a great one for forgiveness and truly letting go and letting flow. So I feel like this can be helpful. Let's bring some of this in. So aquamarine. And skin conditions. One of our favorites is leopard skin jasper. This helps anything that's impacting the skin at all in any way, but it's also great for healing with animals, bonding with animals, connecting with our spirit animals, our animal guides that come in animal form, and it is leopard skin jasper. So we're going to go ahead and put some of this in here too. And I'm putting it right next to the emerald, which can definitely help skin and tissue for healing. And for cortisol and hormone type stuff, let's bring in some unakite. This is everything having to do with a woman's body. This everything, like prenatal, postnatal, fertility, metabolism, fluids in the body, all things around that. So this can be really, really helpful with what you're describing in terms of the cortisol. It's also great for quitting smoking and circulation and the heart in general. So we'll bring this in. That's unakite. And let me know if you think of anything else, but I think like that should help. And all the best to you for sure. Fatigue, definitely the rutilated quartz, which is already there. Clarifying decisions. Hey, it's Key and Patty. Let's see. And sacral chakra. We got you there. Okay, just making sure I get everybody. clarifying decisions. Malachite is great for that. Making decisions and also accepting change. And in case that's showing up in your gut, it also helps with calming digestion. So this is Malachite, also goes by Australia jasper. But yeah, accepting change, making decisions. To focus your mind, logic from intuition is citrine. And I'm also going to bring in Tigerite because I see that there was a request for the sacral chakra. And this can also help with decision making in a lot of ways. So golden tiger eye is quite a bit different from red tiger eye. It is definitely protective. It's great for study and research, as I mentioned earlier, but it also helps protect against things like envy and jealousy. It strengthens balance. It bolsters your courage to bring your will forward. It also helps with big picture thinking and entrepreneurship. So if you're looking at things from a little bit higher up and looking at all the different inner workings to see how everything relates, this can be great for clarity in that. It can also be great for seeing the many different sides of something, which is why it's another one very linked to research and things like that. So yeah, it's very logic driven. So bringing in some tiger eye for you, study and research for sure, but also great for the solar plexus and that it helps you to stand up for yourself and speak up for your needs, your wants, your ideas in life. So I hope that helps and all the best to you. Nurse Blair, support of others, strength, motivation to go to work, and energy while at work when you're exhausted. Absolutely. We're definitely going to bring in some Amazonite, self-respect and self-care. This helps people that tend to be the folks that people lean on to be reminded that their self-care is just as important and you absolutely deserve the same level of care that you would show someone else. It can also help with the spine and spinal nerves. It's deeply calming and it's thought to be connected with neurological issues to some extent too. So this is Amazonite. We're also going to bring in let's see. Motivation. I'm going to bring in some polychrome jasper. This one really helps with like the get up and get it done kind of energy. And polychrome jasper comes in a wide variety of different shades and colors, but it can really be a potent motivator in getting up, getting through the motions, and doing the things that need doing. So yeah, we'll bring in polychrome for you. And I'm also going to bring in fuchsite. This is one that it also helps empower the other stones around it, but it's a stone of joy and prioritizing fun for yourself. It also helps with spinal stuff and sleep disturbances, so this can be really helpful. But yeah, joy, fun self-care, inner child work, and finding joy in even the most mundane of things. So we're going to go ahead and bring that in too. So all the best to you and your family. Gotcha, Allie. So bouncing back from that, absolutely. There's definitely some things that can help, like kind of bring some of the trauma out of your energy field. And one of them is shungite. It's really powerful for that. It also helps with like tissue recovery and getting better from an illness or a surgery or an injury. But it really powerfully clears energy blockages and emotional pain, like where we're holding on to the emotional pain without even realizing it or knowing how to let go of it. It helps us to relieve that and kind of let it go from our system. It also helps to clear even like environmental energetic stressors. So if you are someone who's sensitive to electromagnetic fields, or you work near a lot of computer equipment and you just feel like really drained and headachy after, this might be a really helpful stone. This is a powerful one to clear out your energy field. So I hope that that really helps. Oop. We're going to put the shungite around. And also want to use some red jasper. It's great for grounding and empowering and like reaffirming who you are and like what your boundaries are, what your safety is. It's very grounding. It's spiritual and psychic protection. It's fighting injustice and bullying. It can also be standing up for yourself against abusers. This is one of also energy around like depression or sadness and things like that over something that's a long term, whether that's ending a marriage or like a convalescence or anything like that. This can be really helpful with like putting your feet on the floor and feeling like you can stand in your own two shoes again, which might be helpful. So I hope that this is helpful for you and your family, and lots of love to all of you. Let's do... yeah, let's do this. We also have... let's see... hey, Belinda. Good to see you. Grace, I hope you're doing well. Low back pain, less stress. That sounds good. And so Martha requested moonstone, which we have, mookite, which we have, clear and smoky quartz, one of which we have, amethyst, black onyx, carnelian. And you wanted clear quartz too. So clear quartz, like we said earlier, is an amplifier stone too. But yeah, it can stand in for other stones, but this can also amplify the strength of other stones. So let's go ahead and bring that in. We'll put it under the rutilated quartz because a lot of us are asking for energy and a lot of us are asking for clarity. So let's put that under the rutilated. We have the smoky. Black onyx is very, very protective, and it helps us to connect with our ancestors. So if you want to feel your departed loved ones nearby, if you're looking to connect with them for some guidance, If you want to feel connected to ancient wisdom, this is another stone that can really help with that, but it is very, very protective. So, yeah, black onyx. Carnelian helps with relationships, calling in a loved one. If you're looking for a relationship and you're looking for the one and you're asking the universe to send them out, carnelian and moonstone are great stones to use for that. We also, carnelian does a lot of things, and it works with the sacral chakra, which is where we relate to others and the world around us. This is everything from how we interact with others to sexuality, sexual function dysfunction, fertility, and just even group projects, how everyone interacts. It can also be helpful of things like wound healing, cold and allergy issues, and yeah, calling on your spiritually significant partnership. So we'll bring this in. I also like it for creativity because the sacral is the center of where creativity really comes from, and then the throat is where it's expressed. So I'll often use like carnelian and sodalite or carnelian and blue tiger eye for that help. But yeah, carnelian is a really stupendous stone. I think I got everything I asked for. Yes, I did. Yay. Healing energy to maintain health. Amethyst and aquamarine. Oh, we didn't put in amethyst. That's right. Let's do... Well, let's use these. So amethyst is one that can connect with us when we're working with spirit and we're working with any sense of self-improvement. So when we're working on self-improvement and helping ourselves to feel better and to be better, it can be easy to start to kind of beat up on ourselves a little bit. This is one that helps us to take it a moment at a time, take that breath and say, it's okay, you're improving. You're not going to be that way again. We're learning, and it's okay to continue to move forward. It helps with taking responsibility for yourself. It helps with not taking responsibility for other people and what really belongs to them. And it's often linked with recovery. And so often 12 steps, you'll see amethyst is a stone that's suggested for that. And any kind of recovery, it's not just 12 step. But yeah, this is one that can be really encouraging as you go through any kind of self-healing journey. So let's go ahead and put that right here underneath the mortarite. There we go. And aquamarine we already have, so they're very close by. And healing energy to maintain health is definitely root-related. So yeah, sacral we definitely covered with carnelian. You're currently working with ruby zoisite and Botswana agate and opalite. That sounds cool. Oh, Moon Kitty is curled up for Reiki. A really good brownstone can mean a lot of things. The color of the stone isn't always linked with the chakra or things that it's connected with. A really great brownstone that I like is aragonite, and we're about to actually put some in. So let's see. Where did it go? Oh, she's purring and her paws are covering her eyes. She knows the Reiki's coming soon. I had it in my hands, and somehow the aragonite Caribbean blue calcite ran away. So let's see. Aha, I found it. So aragonite is a brownish color, and it is a form of calcite, and Caribbean blue calcite is a form of calcite that's blue. This is them together. The brown is the aragonite, and this is what aragonite looks like. This aragonite is excellent for root chakra, physical healing, earth star chakra, which is where we enact our spiritual purpose and our soul's purpose. So that's the getting up, putting our feet in the ground, and putting one foot in front of the other to get it done. Polychrome has quite a bit of brown, and it also helps with that. And hey, Heart, I hope you're doing well. And the other side of this would be the blue Caribbean calcite, which helps connect with our soul star, which is sort of like our spiritual North Star. It's like the spark, the possibility, the what is possible. So it's sort of like the sense of knowing where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do and connecting with your soul's purpose. And your Earth Star is enacting it and physically walking the walk. This is the two of them together. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these out. So that is aragonite and Caribbean blue calcite. We're also going to bring in some blue kyanite. This helps with understanding intuitive messages, with being pride, having healthy pride in who you are, which is so important. It's having unconditional love for yourself. It's also helpful for certain types of neurological issues, especially if it impacts mobility or speech. Picture jasper is also kind of brown. Emily. Gotcha. Emily, we got leopard skin jasper, which can help with the skin. Financial issues, we have red tiger eye, pyrite, and citrine. And motivation, you're not the only one. We have polychrome jasper to help with that. I'm going to put down this blue kyanite. We're also going to do, picture jasper's kind of brown. It does help us visualize what's in front of us or visualize possibilities. Help with food being too much of a priority and emotional eating. We have apatite, and that's not a pun. That's actually the name of it, but it actually does control a lot of stress around food. So whether we're eating out of emotions or if we're not eating due to emotions, anything having to do with our relationship with food, blue apatite can be really helpful. It can also help us articulate what we're feeling rather than directing those feelings at ourselves in the form of issues around food. So this can be a really empowering stone. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to put one here. One here. One is raw and the other is tumbled, which is why they look different. And let me just see if I... Selenite, absolutely. Lower back pain, less stress. We've got green calcite for helping with stress. Lower back pain, we have Amazonite. I'm also going to bring in lapis. This can help pain and inflammation. This can also aid with career improvement. It aids disorganization and personal responsibility. It's a great integrity stone. It helps us to own up to our commitments, and it also helps us to attract others to work with who are very much the same. Honest, open communication. So we're going to bring that in, but yeah. Good to see you, Grace. And now we're going to get to that part where I pick a couple of stones. Actually, maybe this isn't the way to do it. Oh, there we go. So we're going to get to that part of the evening where I'm going to pick a couple of stones that I think would be really helpful to add in terms of all of the requests that you've had. You all will vote on them. And then after that, or while you're voting, I'm going to briefly explain what Reiki is, a little bit of what to expect this evening, and then we're going to go ahead into the healing. So if you need to make a run to the loo, now is a great time. But I'm going to go ahead, pick those couple of stones. While I do that, if you haven't already liked the stream, if you could, that'd be awesome. Oh yeah, and for those of you who are here that are new, because there's several of you, know that when it comes to voting, you're not limited to just one vote. And if you happen to see a trend in the chat, that might give you an idea. So just give me a moment to kind of pick what would work. Okay, so I think I got it. both. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes here. Okay, so today, the first stone is Snowflake Obsidian. This helps us to recognize patterns, also helps us to release like guilt that we might feel, whether we're sort of guilty or not. If we just sort of internalize that guilt, either way, it can help us to release that. It helps with the mind, body, spirit balance. It's one that can help us to have peace and serenity, develop some hope after loss. It definitely calms overstimulation for lots of folks. It's one I often equate with the Star Tarot in the the star card in the tarot deck. So yeah. So a lot of like connection to inner peace, finding balance, especially after loss. And the other is encouraged by the presence of Vinod, who mentioned working with zoisite. And I'm like, that would kind of be perfect tonight. So this is zoisite, this like green and black kind of stone here. Zoisite helps with releasing negativity, apathy, and sluggishness. And it sounds like a lot of us are having trouble with motivation. This also helps encourage us to face things that we need to deal with that we're either afraid of or we're procrastinating taking care of. It can also help us to face obstacles, whether they come in the form of bureaucracy or an individual or whatever it might be. It helps us to stand up in the face of that. Any kind of setbacks, also supportive of the bowels. And I know a few of you have been requesting some support around things like that. So we have zoisite, we have snowflake obsidian. You are not limited to just one vote. Hintity hint, hint, hint. You can see what's already in the chat, and that will kind of give you a hint of how that works. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and a little bit of how this works, and then we're going to get into the healing. So thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share some healing with you today. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you want to learn more about my live online Reiki certification courses, one-on-one distance Reiki sessions and tarot readings, my crystal shop, and all that other good stuff, go ahead and check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com or the links in the description. So the style of Reiki that I've been working with since about 2005 is Usui Reiki, and it's named after this particular technique's founder, Mikao Usui, and he created this particular structure in early 1920s Japan, while Japan was under imperial rule. This is a very spiritual practice, but also a very secular practice. And to kind of understand what the concept of energy is at the core, we could look at Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything has a soul. Everything and everyone, from plants and animals to earth to you and everybody else. We all have a soul. All of these souls are interconnected. Within this interconnection, there's additional energies at play, one of which is a spiritually guided soul energy or life energy. And that's roughly what Reiki translates to. Essentially, what I'll be doing today is connecting to this force and directing more of it to all of you. However, this force is already a part of all of you. It's flowing through all of us right here and now, whether or not we're consciously aware of it, whether or not we're culturally aware of it. There are energies at play, and this is one that's flowing through us and supporting our body, mind, and spirit to bring us into the best sense of balance that it can at any given moment. So during the session, you may experience, say, physical sensations, some emotions rising up or being released. You may hear your subconscious kind of speaking up. You may just get an opportunity to like mentally parse some things through that you've been struggling with lately. You may also get a big old hit of intuition or a big idea out of left field, so it seems. Whatever the case might be, enjoy your session. It's probably going to be a little bit of a few of those. You may also just take a really relaxing nap, which is totally fine. You can absolutely go to sleep. There's nothing that you need to do to enjoy this Reiki. I often suggest that you find the most comfortable position for you to be in, whether it's sitting, lying down, closed eyes, etc. But you don't have to hold still. You can stretch, you can move, you can do a little yoga, you can journal, you can throw some cards for yourself, play some music, or just simply lay back, take a few breaths, and allow the music to kind of transport you somewhere. There's no wrong way to enjoy this time. You don't have to focus on anything, and you don't have to keep your mind silent. However you show up for your Reiki session, the Reiki is going to support you to make it the greatest session that it can be in that particular moment. I will send to you for 25 minutes over a beautiful soundtrack if you want to learn more about our musical creator. She's linked at the bottom of the description. And the lights will be turned down. They will move slowly and gently between several different colors, but at no point will they flash or strobe. At the end of 25 minutes, you'll hear my voice come in, invite you to take a deep breath in and out, and at that point, I'll reopen the chat. You can ask any questions you may have. You can share any experiences that you feel inclined to share, and then from that, we will call it a beautiful end of the day. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's dive in, see what won that vote, and transition into the healing. Awesome. Oh, it's so much prettier close up. So let's see. Oh, I'm so glad these were aligned with your choices. Thank you, Patty and Key. I'm so glad you're here. Let's see. It's both. Yeah, it's both. It's always both. So let's go ahead and bring in the snowflake obsidian here and here, and the zoisite here and here. Oh, thank you, Heart. I really enjoy one-on-one sessions. You can always schedule with me on my website, everyone, if you want to do that. I also do in-person sessions in Philadelphia, too. There we go, and I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. I'm going to bring both pieces of Malachite to the bottom, and I'm going to bring this bodacious piece of Malachite in as much as I can. Let's see. Maybe... All right, so everybody go ahead, get cozy. Trying to find the best way to put that. There we go. We can still see the... There we go. So that's the Malachite, and I think we are good to go. Let's bring actually a piece of this here. I love this grid. Thank you everyone for showing up who helped with this. Get cozy. I'm going to send you some Reiki for 25 minutes, and I will be back then. Enjoy your session, and I will see you soon. encourage you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly begin returning to your body. Feel free to move and bend. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with you. If you have anything you want to ask or share, feel free to go ahead and use the chat now. You're so welcome, Grace. Have a beautiful week. All the best to you. You're so welcome, Blue Sky. There are two cats curled around each other at the foot of my desk. Mary, you're so welcome, and you're always welcome here. I'm here 5 times a week. Oh, you're welcome, Gigi. Oh yes, as a reminder, please tap the like button. Thank you, Blue Sky. I do struggle with that YouTuber stuff. Thank you so much, Key and Patty. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. Lots of love to you both. Yes, everyone have a beautiful week ahead. Oh, you're welcome, Emily, and you're welcome, Fiat Luna. Yeah, you can always, and as a reminder too, which I didn't get into, Reiki will connect with you wherever you happen to be and whenever you happen to be. So if you find yourself needing a little healing and I'm not live, go ahead and watch any of our past healing streams. There's a whole playlist with over 200 of them. You can just pick the crystal grid that resonates with you and either listen through the beginning or just skip right ahead to the music and the Reiki, whatever feels right to you in that particular day. Thank you, Chris, and thank you always for being here. And Vinod asked, do I want to highlight any of my remote offerings? Yeah, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. I do 1 hour and 90-minute, your choice, of either Reiki, integrated energy therapy, which is another type of energy healing that involves angelic energy, or a combo of Reiki and IET. I also offer tarot readings. So through the end of this month, tarot readings will be $65 for a 1 hour reading, and it's going to go up next month to match my other 1 hour services of $75. So you can have a 1 hour one-on-one, perfectly just for you distance session with me for $75. And you can book online on my website. And if none of those times work for you, go ahead and message me through the website. I'll get right back to you. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd love to see you. And oh, I wish you a great week too, Chris. Oh, and you're so welcome. Vinod, it was good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Vincent, you're so welcome. Yeah, and this community is amazing. You guys are like lightning in a bottle. And we are growing. We're closing in on 700 subscribers. When we get to 1,000, there's a lot more I can do with us as a community, but I am working on it, so we're ready when that happens. So definitely remember to, share and tell people about me and all that other good YouTuber stuff. But most importantly, being here and joining right through to the end, that is everything. And thank you so much for being a part of this. All of you are just wonderful. I'm going to get ready to go ahead and wind down the stream. I hope all of you have a beautiful week. I will be back on Tuesday at 8 p.m., Wednesday, 4 p.m., Friday, 4 and 8 p.m., and Sunday at 8 p.m., all East Coast U.S. time. We did have a time change today, so we're an hour ahead of where we were yesterday for our international viewers. Thank you to those of us who were able to show up anyway, even though you're in other time zones. And yeah, be well, and I hope to see you soon. And take care, and bye for now.